all and sundry. But more specifically, the bona fide members of the FDC. There is no delegates conference on 6th of October. It's not there. The only delegates conference that is sanctioned by NEC, which is the governing body of the FDC, is the one we have announced today, of 15th March. Mark the calendar, mark the date. 15th March is the day we are going to have a National Delegates Conference in accordance with Article 23 of the Party Constitution to conduct elections of the National Executive members. The law is very clear. This Party Constitution is very, very clear. Article 23 provides that all members of the National Executive Committee shall be elected at a National Delegates Conference. That is Article 23, Clause 3. And in Article 28, the mandate to convene that Delegates Conference is vested in the office of the National Chairperson. So you wait for the notes that will be issued by the Ambassador Birigwa as the National Chairperson for the Delegates Conference to be convened on 15th of March. That should be very, very clear, should be made very, very clear to members of the party. So whoever attempts to or purports to convene another delegates conference outside that framework, they are on a frolic of their own. So don't waste your time to go to any meeting purported to be a delegates conference on 6th. That is number one. 2, you realize, as he has said here, it's an action-packed program. It's because of the time frame we are given to us. The time frame that was given to us by the National Delegates Conference that sat in this very place on the 19th day of last month. We were given 6 months. If you calculate the 6 months, they will elapse on the 19th of March. So the Delegates Conference is set towards the deadline 15th. And that's why we had to come up with this packed program beginning on 4th. That is Wednesday this week. We are going to have that activity of youth and women. They are going to converge here, this very place here. In that program he has talked about reflection on our ideology, reflection on party platform, reflection on the aspirations of all the members and the ideals of the party as enshrined in a number of instruments, including this party constitution and leap forward, and the action plan we have. So youth, wherever you are, we are going to meet here on Wednesday. And 6th, we are told all roads will be leading to the venue we are going to announce to you, where we are going to have that activity, bringing together all the founders of the party. So if you know you're founding member of the FDC, you are an eminent person in the FDC, you are a narrator in FDC, you are a well-wisher in FDC, and all those who want to realign the party back to its original mission and agenda, vision, the ideals, our day is 6th. It's a day of rejuvenation of the party. It's a rebirth of the party. Back to the roots. Back to the rails. Back to the original mission and the vision of the party. So that is the day we have set aside. All of you, please mark that the 6th. We are going to tell you the place where we are going to be. That should also be very, very clear. Thereafter, we have no time to waste. 7th, we are told, we shall be hitting the road. Now, on a vigorous campaign tour, countrywide. 7th is the day we are starting, and that's going to take a bit of time. we are going to reach out to all the corners of this country. The message is going to be very clear about liberation of the country, because that is the mission we set ourselves to achieve as FDC. That is the vision, the mission, the vision. Liberate this country, bring it back to the owners to determine their destiny. It's about restoration of the sovereignty of the people of Uganda, to be in charge of their country. We have time and again stressed this point that we are not in charge. Ugandans are not in charge of this country, which is in the hands of a cabal, which is in the hands of one family with a few individuals fighting for crumbs. We have had people fighting for crumbs. Can you imagine reducing people of substance to only fighting for just few crumbs here and there? I had this embarrassing story this week. Many of you were treated to that embarrassing story in the US. And it's back here in the country. Nabanja fighting Lumumba. Over what? Crumbs. And the big brother is there, holding them on remote, setting one against the other. Can you imagine? Nabanja, and the national media saying, that Lumumba, he gave her a stool in my office, and she's abusing it. Just a stool, not even a chair. A katebe, small katebe somewhere. Budama Kowan. That she's abusing it. Can you imagine that kind of embarrassment? People would be reasonable, people would be sensible, people you would consider to be of sound mind, being reduced to just little kids. Can you imagine? We can't accept that kind of abuse of our country. We cannot accept it. Related to that, we expect the police, we expect all government agencies in charge of maintaining law and order, including the regime itself, to respect our rights of reaching out to the people. We do expect that they will not stand in our way as we hit the road to go and do the canvassing, starting on 7th. The kind of mayhem they unleashed against the members when we convened our National Delegates Conference of 19th, we hope it's not going to recur, it's not going to happen again. Actually, we may be talking about 7th when we hit the road on the countrywide tour, when they are planning to sabotage our activities on 4th, which are going to see the event which is going to take place here, and the events of 6th. Because on that day, 6th, you are going to see, he has told you to rediscover ourselves who we are. You are going to see who is who in the FDC. And that is who is who, the eminent people assembling to rethink the direction of the party. It's vital, it's important. And we hope and pray that there will be no sabotage. But in any event, if it happens, we are determined, we are ready to counter the same. We cannot allow the party to be derailed when the members are there, when people have sacrificed their lives, things go astray and no action is being taken. So on that day, you are going to see the eminent members of the party, well-wishers and all Ugandans assembling in one place to say FDC will not be killed, the FDC will not be whirled. Mr. Museveni is here. People are determined to do that. And we are saying again, there are already calls being made by the regime to abuse the goodwill of CAF. You know, CAF awarded us, you know, they embraced our bid which is largely basically, I think, it is based on affirmative action, because we do not have the necessary facilities. But we embrace it, fine. It's a good development, it's a good gesture. We do embrace it. But there are already tendencies emerging towards abusing it to curtail civil liberties. They are already emerging. And given the fact that Mr. Museveni is already organizing to rig 2026 elections, they are just using this as a tool now. There are already tendencies which are emerging to abuse it, to use it, to entrench a family rule, to entrench a gun rule, by suppressing civil liberties, by suppressing our rights to assemble, associate, and express ourselves. It's already emerging. And we are putting Ugandans on notice. Our worries are not far-fetched. They are founded on precedents which have happened before. You recall Chogam of 2007, the way it was used to clamp down on people, civil liberties, the way it was treated as a cash bonanza for those who are organizing it. We are at it again. They're already salivating, and again, and also gearing up to come up with the draconian measures to drive a particular agenda and say, when you are talking about freeing ourselves, they are saying, you see, these people just want to wreak havoc in the country. They want to ruin our opportunity of organizing Afcon. They will have to go hand in hand. As we host, we want to put the country on notice. Yes, as we host Afcon, we are not going to relent on pushing for our rights to regain control of our country. They should continue hand in hand. Afcon should not be used as an excuse to clamp down on civil liberties, on exercise of our right to assemble, an exercise of our right to freely express ourselves and to participate in the governance of this country. Two, it shouldn't be used as a cash bonanza for particular individuals. Those who are celebrating, for them, it's all about feathering their nests. It's all about rude or barbaric ways of enriching themselves. So we should brace ourselves for that. And come 7th as FDC, we are going to be moving around the country. And we do not expect anything in the direction of stopping our programs. By a couple of other things we wanted to update you on. We filed a case in court, like we told you last week. We also filed an application for an injunction. We expected the court to have that matter heard as soon as practicable, but in any event, not later than Thursday this week. Because the activities that are being challenged and the impaned program or agenda of 6th is being pushed by our detractors. So hopefully, court will entertain this matter. We finalized everything. We have even written communications reminding the court that this matter is very, very urgent, because the activities and programs we want to hold are slated for 6th. So hopefully, it's going to be hard. Actually, if anything, they ought to have had us last week or latest today. But no problem. Even if it's fixed for tomorrow or Wednesday, there would be no problem. We are going to vigorously pursue that and ensure that justice is done. We are also following up matters with the Electoral Commission, because we told you the resolutions of the National Delegates Conference of 19th were duly registered. and the Electoral Commission is duty-bound under the provisions of the Political Parties and Organizations Act, ready together with the party constitution to recognize and certify the same. They have no choice, because the delegates conference was convened by the national chairman of the party, the Ambassador Billy, and is the one authorized to convene the delegates conference, and is the one who has communicated the resolutions to the Electoral Commission. So we hope and pray that Justice Byabakama will not tinker with the same, with the laws rather, and will abide by the command or dictates of the law to recognize those resolutions going forward. We had earlier on informed you that we notified the banks about these resolutions and the demand that they should respect the same and freeze their accounts. Of course, we know that this is the period when there are remittances from the Electoral Commission, always, for the first quarter. I think, yes, for the first quarter. In the financial year, the quarter starts from July, August, September. A quarter is 3 or 4 months? 3 months. So the quarter ended October, September rather. And in those quarterly remittances, we expect the Electoral Commission to take cognizance of the resolutions made. Short of that, they will have problems with the law. They will face the wrath of the law if they don't take into cognizance of the fact that the legitimate or bona fide leadership of the party took particular resolutions on how the funds should be managed. We have seen somewhere in the media people spinning this. They were trying to spin it. Somehow, one or the other indicating that probably we are fighting over that money. No. That's not our DNA. That is an insult to us. It's not our DNA. It's about protecting the integrity of the leadership of the party and also the funds of the party, protecting the institution of the FDC with all its assets, with all its finances, because ultimately we are accountable to the members of the party. It's all about that, ensuring that the funds are properly accounted for and everything is done in accordance with the law, with the party constitution. We would be the last people here to begin hankering after party money. No. So, for heaven's sake, whoever is propagating that kind of propaganda, stop it. You should stop it. Finally, we do expect all the members of the party to rally behind the agenda we have rolled down. That is our expectation. If you wish FDC well, if you love the FDC, if you want FDC to be rejuvenated, to be rebranded, to be able to achieve its original mission and vision, wholeheartedly embrace the program. This is the program which is going to rejuvenate the party. If you want to kill the FDC, if you want the FDC to be sold to Yoweri Museveni and his team, join the team on 6th. That is going to wherever we don't know. Because that is their mission. Little wonder that Nobody Mao is waiting for them. You've heard him all over the media. Maligning us, using all sorts of derogatory remarks, making innuendos. You've heard what he has said. And we know he's anxiously waiting for the delivery of the FDC to wherever they are. right now. Please, members of the party, it's your duty bound under the Constitution to resist all these maneuvers. And that is the reason we appeal to you. In fact, it shouldn't even be a call. It's a clarion call. It's an obligation on your part to resist all those maneuvers. I thank you for God and my